Hello, everybody. Welcome to the January 2022 prep graduation for our wonderful first program of the year, January Prep 2022. Now, I hope you're all having a pretty good time. Everyone's safe, everyone's having a good time. But I'm super excited today to be jumping into what all of the January Prep students have been up to over the last 3 weeks and just having a dig through some of their work, looking at all of the, not just the sexy front end, but having a look at some of the code as well and just seeing how much stuff a prep student can really do in 3 weeks. It's pretty impressive if I do say so myself. Hopefully everyone can hear me. I've got Discord open for those of you who are prep students, so let me know in Discord if you're all hyped. I want to hear that noise. I want to hear how excited you all are. But without further ado, we're going to jump into things. Now, you're probably wondering, some of you may be joining from, maybe haven't heard of the fellowship before, maybe haven't heard of MLH. But the MLH runs this program called the MLH Fellowship, which is a kind of 12-week internship alternative for those looking to kind of get started in their careers in software engineering. Now, sometimes you haven't got the experience to do MLH Fellowship. Sometimes you need to kind of like do a little bit more before you're ready for it. And that's where MLH Prep sits. MLH Prep is this 3-week program designed to help folks who maybe have some experience, but maybe haven't worked in big team settings as much, help them gain those skills that they need to be successful for the MLH Fellowship. And as part of that, they have a lot of fun in the process doing it as well. That's the best bit, is it's not just doesn't just help you pad out your resume, but it also is a lot of fun in the process. Now, MLH Prep is split into 2 chunks. You've got your portfolio sites and you've also got the project. Now, in that first week, students come together, they sort of get all thrown together and get told, cool, you're going to build a portfolio site for the pod, something that promotes all of you at the same time. But the one caveat is you get a week to do it, and none of you know each other. So good luck, have fun. Now, this is always a really exciting one because this is a really good opportunity for folks to get to know each other. It's an opportunity for people to sort of try something maybe they haven't before. Maybe they aren't familiar with using web technologies. Maybe they're not familiar with doing stuff in Jekyll, with the framework we use to build these portfolio sites. Maybe they're not that familiar with GitHub. And that's where prep really comes together. And I'm going to open the chat, make sure we can see if anyone is chatting away. I know that you're all watching together in a Google Meet, which is pretty cool. But we're going to kick things off here with our first thing, which is the portfolio site. Now, this is awesome. So to give you an idea of what we're working with here, I'm going to hop over to, let me just jump into there we go, got it. So to give you an idea of what we're working with, I see. So to give you an idea of what we're working with, we actually have an example of what a portfolio site could look like if you decided that you were taking part in MLH Prep. And now, as you can see, it's not the most exciting thing in the world. We've got picture of me. I know we like a picture of me. Picture of Amanda, Aaron, and Swift. We've got the wrong pod number. Kind of cool, like header sort of thing, and some cards for each person. So you can see I'm based in London. The others are based in other places as well, and a couple of projects that I may have written. Now, I'm no expert, but Laura Epson isn't particularly appealing as content to read, so maybe add some actual info on here. Just an idea. But as you can see, people can kind of jump in here, share some of the blog posts they liked, etc., etc. But you get the idea. It's a pretty basic portfolio site. Doesn't really do a lot. And if I was to quickly inspect Element and change the size of this, you'll notice very, very quickly it doesn't work on mobile. But that doesn't matter. Who uses mobile anyway? So that is where, let's just re-screen share for us. That is where the 22.P1 pod comes in. Now, this is awesome because there is a lot going on here. As you can see, we've got a picture of everyone in the pod, and you can see there are people all over the world. We've got cards here, but these cards don't just have people's names and locations. They also have some social medias. Ooh, so I've not seen this. So this is the first time I'm seeing this as well, which is very cool. If they don't have the social media like Twitter, it's grayed out, or LinkedIn. I like that a lot. That is very, very nice. And you can also see how many comments and reviews they've done. I wonder how that's generated. Maybe we should dig in the code and see where that was done. But yeah, I can see like this fellow here. I can click on their LinkedIn or I can even see their resume, which links to a Google Drive link, which is very, very cool. Makes it very easy for people to see who all these people are. And if I click meet the pod, it just brings you down here with a cool little stinger transition. I kind of like that. Now, let's have a look over at our projects. I'm loving the MLH Prep branding. We love it. Now, we've got this, and as you can see, this is so much nicer than what we were working with originally. As you can see here, we've got to-do lists. This is actually really clean. I like how it sort of has that nice gradient effect. It's very, very clean. It looks very professional. Now, let's have a look at the to-do list. Oh, it's not actually Laura Ipsen. Oh, I love it. Normally these things are Laura Ipsen, so to see it not be Laura Ipsen is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So as you can see here, they've actually written down what's going on here, which is really good to see, as well as like an image, which is much better. And you notice it's not MLH Fellowship branded. It is Prep branded, which is exactly what we want to see here, which is great. Fantastic. So we've seen our projects. Let's have a look at this map. So as you can see here, we have got the GC Cheaters. GC Cheaters. How do you... That's an interesting name. Oh, because... Is it because you're talking about GCC, the compiler for C, is it? Let me know in the chat, because isn't there like G++? Wait, let's look this up. GCC is a compiler, yes, and then there's like G++, which is used for compiling C++. Let me know in chat if I'm making that up. But it sounds like you've gone for a C theme, which is pretty interesting because who actually likes C? No one does. Only like crazy people like C. I'm not one of those crazy people. I'll be perfectly honest with you. GCC was key. I don't know about that, but I like the kind of integration with cheaters. It's a good name. Definitely better than like, I don't know, JavaScript jellies. Like, what's up with that? Excellent. So, as you can see, we've got a map here. I think this is using OpenStreetMap. We love a bit of OpenStreetMap. Very popular when we are doing these projects. And as we can see, everyone has put themselves down on the map so we can actually see where everyone is based. Got a lot of people in India. We've got someone here in Oman, which is very cool. Got a couple of people. Got Gabriel, obviously, in Brazil. Got a couple of people over in Canada as well. Is that Canada? Where does like the line between Canada and America and like USA cross? Nearest to, the more you know. I wonder how they're getting put on the list. Oh, we got someone who's in Weymouth, United States. Weymouth is a place in the United States as well as the UK. That's not confusing in the slightest. Hello, everybody. Hello, for those of you just joining. We're just checking out the pod, checking out this portfolio site. And as you can see, we can see my location. Now, this is probably not a good idea. It's probably going to dox me. So let's maybe not do that. But I do like it. And there's a dark theme. We love to see it. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with this. I really like the this portfolio site. We've got someone in chat asking, what is this? That is a great question. This is MLH Prep, and this is what the students have done in their first week, which is a portfolio site to sort of promote everyone who's taken part in MLH Prep. So the idea is that this is just a way to promote everything they're doing. We can see everything about it. Now let's click on the portfolio. I love these transitions. Like Wei was saying, these page transitions are really cool. I am a big fan. Now, as you can see here, these transitions, I wonder how they do it. I mean, it's probably some really crazy CSS or some JavaScript, but this is all built using Jekyll, which is a static site kind of generator, you could say. It helps just mean that you can kind of like template stuff, so you don't have to write code multiple times. So you can kind of like go, oh, this is like the styling I want to use on each page without having to like copy it manually. So it's kind of clean for that. Now, what was it that I wanted to look for on the website? I can't remember. Oh, I've broken it. Oh no, there we go, I fixed it. You saw absolutely nothing. So what was it that I wanted to look up? I wanted to look at how you're getting all these commit messages, because I think that's really interesting. Either you're manually putting them in every time, which is painful, or you're polling them. Let's have a look. Okay, so they're not being stored in the data. Fellows? So they are manually inputted, unless there's some sort of GitHub action that's adding them in. I kind of, maybe maybe contribution. Oh, is there a GitHub action for this? I like this. This is very, very cool. So they've got a GitHub action that basically every time a fellow is making a change, it's gonna put that change into the thing. So it's gonna make a commit and then make another commit. Yeah, here we go. Commit from, yeah, it just updates the thing. Oh, that is very cool. I'm loving this automation. That is very, very cool. Someone asks, where can I apply to MLH Prep? Now, that is a fantastic question. What we're doing is just celebrating some of the work that the prep students have done, which is awesome to see. And if you want to be part of MLH Prep, you just head over to fellowship.mlh.io, where you can go and apply to both our prep programs and our full 12-week programs, where you can kind of spend some time with us, kind of building on your skills and hopefully landing a job. So hopefully that answers that question. Now, I must say, I am very impressed by this. This is a very polished project. Now, Gabe, the pod leader, I'd say he asked me, hey, can I get it so my fellows can just jump in and like merge pull requests for me? And I was like, no, really, it should be you kind of double checking as the pod leader before it gets merged. Like, get them to review it each other, provide feedback to each other, right? I'm all here for that. And it looks like you've done a really good job of providing feedback to each other, right? Helping each other grow, because at the end of the day, right, that's, helping each other is what we do best. And it looks like Gabe actually gave you access to merge your own pull request in, which is not what I asked, but it looks like you've all done a fantastic job of being able to, merge everything in yourselves, which has been fantastic to see. Now, this is the thing that's going to be surprising. Look at this, 41 pull requests, 40 closed. That is impressive. How many of these were merged? That's what I want to know. How can I see if it was merged or not? What's a milestone? I'm so bad at GitHub. How do we check? I mean, a lot of these are merged. I mean, there's only like a couple that are not. Yeah, most of these are merged. And it's just fantastic to see just how much detail goes into these, right? Look, all this feedback, and yeah, I love it. It's very, very good. Very, very good. So that, my friends, is the portfolio site. I think we've all had a pretty good idea of what it is. And they did all of that in just 1 week. 1 week, which is crazy to me because that is a lot of work for folks. But the fun doesn't stop there. Prep is a 3-week program, you see. So if those fellows can do that as a team of like 15, I think, in 1 week, what can they do in 2 weeks? And what can they do in 2 weeks with React? Which is a great question. So here, bam, here we go. We have ourselves the MLH Prep. I'm going to close that tab. We have ourselves the portfolio site. So this is actually a bad example. Let me just grab in what I want, which is the original. So this is the original site. Now, fellows have done these, portfolio sites. They're pretty straightforward. It's mostly HTML and CSS and some YAML. And it looks pretty good. But what can they do when there's some logic involved? And maybe an API where you can get data from an external source and do cool things with it. Now, this is a very simple app that I built in about an hour, and it's not very good. So by default, it just puts New York City in because that's where Major League Hacking is based. And it just says that it's cloudy over there at the moment. Apparently, it's like 0 degrees and probably close to freezing. It just says what the location is in case you weren't sure. Now, I'm based in Cambridge in the UK. So if I type Cambridge GB in, you'll see that it's currently 5 degrees here. And if I just open up the weather app on my phone, or just have a quick look, my phone is reckoning that it is about, I realize that's going to dox me if I'm not careful. Let's just put Cambridgeshire in. There we go. It's saying Cambridgeshire is about 7 degrees. 7 degrees. So pretty accurate, I would say. Pretty accurate. But yeah, like Wei was saying, this is a very, very precise. Yes. So, and it can definitely, and this is the cool thing as well, is right? You can see which state we're talking about. Canada, I could put USA, and that'll be Cambridge in Massachusetts. Or we can mean, obviously, the best Cambridge. I'm not biased in the slightest. The one in the UK. Fantastic. So all it does is, as you're typing, as you can see, it's like updating in real time. If I type London in, like it's updating. If I type, I don't know, San Francisco. That's not how you spell there we go. How do you spell there we go. San Francisco. Apparently it's quite warm over there. A whole 11 degrees. Woof. But there's a few things wrong with this. For example, being British, I made it do it in degrees centigrade. Americans don't use degrees centigrade, so this number is basically useless to them. So it'd be pretty cool if it was a toggle that you could do, in degrees centigrade or Fahrenheit, include everyone. It'd be pretty cool if it could help me type it in. I couldn't spell San Francisco then. I had to Google it quickly. It'd be pretty cool if I could have it automatically fill in what it is doing. And so, yeah, it's a pretty cool little app. And the other thing that I don't know if the fellows have done, and we can have a look in the code and see if they've done it, but one of the things that they have, that this app does is every single time I type in a new letter, it makes another API request to get data, regardless of whether it's a valid thing or not. And if it crashes, it will just return saying, I don't know what you mean. That's not a word. Like if I put Seattle in, that works. If I put in Cape Town, today I assume means South America. South Africa, not South America. It's 20 degrees there, pretty toasty. And if I put like Melbourne, Oz, I don't know. You get the idea. You get the idea. But the interesting thing here is that this is sending a lot of network requests, which for a starter 10, if you're on a slow network, it's not great, especially if I haven't actually finished typing my word in. Secondly, the API charges me for every single time I make an API request. Now, there is a big free buffer per day, but if you're just like, I don't know, typing in here for a good 10 minutes, you're making like a good few hundred API requests, and that's expensive. And also, this loading is a bit confusing. This is all it does when it just can't, I don't know, get anything. It just says loading. It's not actually loading anything. It's just waiting for you to type something in. So it's rough. Give me the benefit of the doubt here. It's been all right, but I think it's time for us to have a look at what the MLH fellows did. So already it's looking better. We've got a map here where we can actually visualize. I'm going to type in Cambridge. Oh, I've typed caps lock in. And look, already we can see the Cambridges in different parts of the world. There's United Kingdom, USA, Canada, and New Zealand, apparently, the more you know. And as you can see here, boom, it's telling me this nice graphic. It's got me visibility, pressure, wind speed, and humidity, which is really good to see. It's collecting more data, maybe through different APIs. We can find out later. Tells me that feels like 5 degrees. It's even got an icon for clouds, which is very, very cool. And it's got a map here, so I can actually see that this is the right Cambridge, the one that I live near, which is great. And it just helps you visualize where you are in the world. I thought it just makes the website a little bit more appealing. The other one's just full of words. No one wants to see lots of words. So I'm a big fan of this. And if you want, again, don't fancy doxing myself, but you can get it to just find your weather in your local location. Now, someone in the chat just said, this was my first project when I started learning about APIs, but it was an open API I used. Very, very cool. I mean, this is the whole idea, is you've probably built stuff, but maybe you haven't used external services. And to see like people come together and build this, which looks clean. Oh, I've been told to hard reload the website. Apparently there are some new changes. If I put London in. London GB, of course. Oh, damn. Holy moly. So I did notice there was a few pull requests going through like last second before I submitted. But look at this. This is fantastic. Well, but let's go through it one at a time. Let's start Cambridge back in. I put Cam. Cambridge is on there. Very nice. Camborne is also relatively close to Cambridge. Who would have thought? And oh, this looks sick. I was really concerned earlier. About an hour ago, I was just trying really hard to get the website to load, and it was like, oh no, like it was just like a blue page. And I was like, no. And I was looking at the Netlify logs for it building the new site, and I was like, come on, you can do it. I believe in you. And it looks like we've got it sorted, which is fantastic to see. So here we go. We got different days of the week, so we can see that today is going to be kind of miserable. Tomorrow is going to be kind of miserable. Sunday is going to be confusing, hot and rainy, apparently. What about next week? Yeah, oh, Tuesday's looking pretty... Not Tuesday. The 1st of February is Tuesday. Wednesday is looking pretty nice. It's not too cold, and apparently it's sunny. Pretty nice. The other cool thing is they've got this table here. And I'd love to know, tell me in the chat how you're building this table. This is really cool. Is this like an API that displays it for you, or are you building it with your own data? Because something I've done in the past, and I know that you've definitely done this here, is you'll get the data yourself and maybe plug it into something else that displays it for you, and you'll sort of like make the data work somewhere in between. But yeah, let's have a look at this. So telling me it's going to be humid. Temperature. Oh, damn. Is this in Fahrenheit, I assume? I don't know what 87 degrees. Let's have a look. 87 F to C. That is about 30 degrees. So I doubt that is temperature unless it's showing me the temperature for something different. Oh, you could do hourly as well. Ooh, I like this. This is very nice. Very, very nice. Looks like the string formatting is missing a 0. I won't mention it. I won't mention it. Probably chart.js, someone reckons. Chart.js for this. Probably. What's this? Pressure. Very nice. This is very, very clean. I like it. And it's also telling me that I might want to bring a raincoat because the UK is renowned for rain. I mean, you didn't really need to look. All you needed to see was UK. Bring a raincoat. It's probably going to be wet. Let's be real here. Flashlight. I mean, it is pitch black outside right now, so that is a pretty good bit of advice. I like it. And if I can make a tweet that will like basically say thunderstorm. Very cool. I like this a lot. This is very, very cool. Cool. So let's have a look into the code. Can I easily get to the code? And boom. Waze asked if I could check Jacksonville, which is where he's located, out in Florida. Let's have a look. Jacksonville, USA. Anyone else want me to check the local weather for their location? So looks like it's pretty chilly, to be honest. 12 degrees is warm for me, but you'll probably need a coat, not gonna lie. And if you're curious to know where Jacksonville is, it's in Florida on the east coast of the USA. I think it's right on the coast, actually. So you've got a little bit of that beach and water not too far away from you. And airports everywhere because it's the USA. We have trains everywhere, in case you were curious. And let's have a look for hourly weather. I wonder what it is like overnight. These times are in GMT, in case you're curious, because I'm out here vibing in the UK. It looks like at about midnight for you, 5 a.m. It's going to be quite warm, actually. 7 degrees. Sheesh. How warm is it normally in Jacksonville? I'm curious. Anyway, we're going to jump back into the code. Give me 1 second. Fantastic. So, as you can see, the code here has been... the live stream started 26 minutes ago. Commit was made 26 minutes ago. Good effort, really. What time was it actually made? Ah, there you go. 1 minute before. It counts. It counts. But 189 commits. This is crazy. Now, the best bit is, right, for all of those fellows who've just been working on this project for the last 2 weeks, right, not only have you learnt the skills of firstly how to work in a big team of like 10 to 15 people, but you've also learned how to contribute actual code into a big code base, right? Like you might make, let's say I made a change that changes all of the degrees centigrade to Fahrenheit, but you got to make that work with everyone else's spaghetti code. Or maybe it's just me who wrote, I mean, I wrote the original template and that was a bit spaghetti code. Probably very little of my original code is still in it. But it is kind of crazy to think that it's kind of crazy to think that you have all of this stuff now and you can put this on your resume. You can talk about this in job interviews and you can use this in a lot of ways to help you land a job as you start your careers and finish university. Now let's have a look at some of these pull requests. There is a lot going. What the heck does RTC mean? Oh, I'm curious. What does RTC mean? I love it. Everyone just saying looks good to me. I mean, is it even a big pull request? Oh, they're just adding they're just adding icons material. Nice, nice. But let's have a look. What was the thing I wanted to look at on that website that I thought was very cool? I can't remember what I was looking for, but there's a lot of pull requests here. This is crazy. Obviously, there's going to be less here because these pull requests are going to be bigger in quantity, but that is impressive nonetheless. Let's have a look at some of these last pull requests. So the hourly forecast stuff was only recently done, and I think some people were getting a little lazy and not using pull requests. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. But this is very, very cool. Let's have a look. So there's some loads of hooks. Oh, look at this. It's great. I love it. Very big fan. Very big fan indeed. Oh, anything else anyone wants me to have a little poke around at before we transition to the end of this wonderful chance to celebrate this incredible work? Because, oh boy, is this really cool. We have someone asking, hey, I am from India and I'm a working professional. Want to learn, work and learn from MLH, how to apply and get accepted. Now, if you want to get involved with MLH, we do all sorts of things such as hackathons, workshops, as well as the fellowship program. If you're curious about weekend events like the hackathons, which are just a couple days long, check out mlh.io/events. But if you're curious to get involved in the fellowship, we've got 3-week programs and 12-week programs, and you can find all of that information at fellowship.mlh.io, where you can apply today for our next cohorts, where we've got a prep program running in March, one running in April, as well as our summer program starting in May. So there is plenty of opportunities to get involved if you're into that. I'm really frustrated at myself because I can't remember the thing I wanted to look at in here. What was it? Let me type London in. I was really frustrated. I was going to do something and I can't remember what it was. Damn it. It would be good though. So like, to give you everyone an idea, definitely apply for the prep program. It's definitely worth your time. I would 100% recommend it. So as you can see, people created issues of things they saw add PWA support, and this is the sort of thing that's going to really help make you stand out from the rest of the crowd, being able to know how to work in a real team, as well as being able to know how to use Git properly. That is a huge skill in itself. Fantastic. Well, that is all I have in store for you all today for the MLH Prep graduation. I just want to give a massive congratulations to everyone who's finishing the program today. This is some incredible stuff in just 3 weeks, and you should all be incredibly proud of yourselves. Share this around, share this with everyone you know, because this is going to be, we're going to keep this hosted, so you're welcome to share it around. But it is really cool to see what you've all done, especially considering some of you hadn't even touched APIs properly, and you've just built a website that pulls all sorts of APIs. I remember what I was going to look at. I was going to see if anyone has used the thing that does, I think it's called debouncing, I believe. How would I even check? Chart.js is in there. Yep, we are correct. Let's have a quick look. We have actually got someone asking, I applied for the spring but postponed to May after the first interview. Did my interview go wrong? I don't know. I'm not involved in the admission side of things, but if you do have any questions, you can drop us an email at fellowship@mlh.io, where we can have a look for you, make sure that your interview and application is still good to go, and just make sure that if anything went wrong, we can just reassure you that it's all good. Fantastic. Maybe someone can let me know if there's any sort of debalancing. We can actually, I could do some mad hacking in the browser. Let's just have a quick look. I mean, it'll be in my components, surely. Ooh, not in the CSS, it won't. Let's have a look. Whoa, loads of components now, considering this was just one file. We actually used the concept of debouncing, although we have integrated it with the search bar. Interesting. Let's have a look in the search bar then. So we've got some JSX here. Now, I am no debouncing expert. I understand the concept. Can't say I've ever done it, as you can evidently see from the template. Now, this is very clean code. Like, this is very nicely done. It's readable. It's something that if anyone was to just jump in here and make a change, they could understand what's going on. So this is really good to see. React search autocomplete. I see it's like built into it. Input debounce right here. Found it. Thank you, Wei. Wei got there just a little too slow, but we found it. Awesome. So there you go. So debouncing was included, which is a really important thing because I get angry emails every day from Open Weather API complaining that we're running out of free tier. So if you're, so there you go. Debouncing is important. Well, thank you everybody for coming along to this graduation. I want to again just thank everyone for coming along and thank everyone for taking part in MLH Prep. It's awesome to see what you can all do, and hopefully we'll be able to open this opportunity up to more people in the future. Now, just because this is the end of the program, this doesn't mean it's the end of your journey with MLH. We'll be keen to hopefully have some of you join us for the full fellowship in the future. So definitely kind of wait for an email there. I believe we'll get in touch about how you can kind of get apply for the fellowship and kind of not fast track, but have your application prioritized because you did MLH Prep. But again, congratulations, everybody. I am incredibly proud of you all. And if you have any questions, let us know in Discord. But I will see you all in there in a little bit. Fantastic. All right. Bye, everyone.